Hello and welcome to Space Saver, where I want to ask a very interesting question. What makes a good car? Does it need to be economical, cheap to run, fun to drive, spacious, have a nice boot? You know, what's that word? It begins with R. What is it? Reliable, that's it. You want a car that's reliable. So this is the Alfa Romeo. I'm sure people might recognise it. It has been through a lot. It's kind of everything I've said, but also none of those things altogether. It's very strange. So it looks fantastic. Forget the paintwork, forget the missing parts. It looks fantastic. You look at the lights, the grille, the long bonnet. It feels powerful. It feels strong. This dent holds a very special place in the heart of me and the Space Saver team because Taylor Hetherington sat on that bonnet. Basically, this car has a very long history of things just happening to it. Bought from a scrapyard by the Auto Alex team, brought back up to road worthy. You'll find out later. But it's been through a lot. And for an Alfa Romeo that has an engine warning light, an ABS light, a traction control light, doesn't idle properly, you'll hear that later, we decided it would go to Italy. And out of all the cars I've ever seen or owned or driven, this has the heart of gold. Genuinely, it made it. It didn't complain. It had a couple of finicky issues, I'll admit. We haven't cleaned it since it got back. It's still covered in mud from when we were driving around Lake Como. It's still missing the fuel cap. It's still got all these problems on it. Anyway, like you can see, the badge is faded, it's all gone. It's still got the UK sticker. It did go to the L2T convoy, and it still identifies as paint. That will never go. And it's still faster than Drive Tribe. I don't care what they say, this would have won. But it's got a panoramic roof, it's got no rear seat space whatsoever. I'll admit that now. It is absolutely terrible for rear seat space. The plan was to basically take it across Italy with just this. But what happened was we realised whoever sat in the back, it would be hell. And so it wasn't fair. So I took my MX-5 around. We'll look at that another day. Her name is Patina. The nickname is Patina because Patina the paint. Genuinely, when I see people driving a modern, boring car, and then this made it all the way to Italy and back, why would you want anything else? Underneath this huge bonnet, I say huge, it's pretty big, you will find a 3.2 litre V6, which sounds the bollocks. It genuinely sounds amazing, especially since the rear silencers have been cut off. But again, this is an engine that struggles to run, struggles to idle, hates traffic, has probably come very close to overheating on many occasions. Like, I remember looking at this in my rear view mirror and I could see the haze of heat coming from the bonnet. I was like, that's gonna blow up. It's as simple as that. That's gonna blow up. But the only thing that's on here, all we did was change the oil, replace the spark plugs, and Luke very kindly gave us a Napa high power battery, which has been 10 out of 10. It has jump started the currently off the road RX-8 many a time. And, you know, I believe this was looked at by Autosportivo. They've said for us not to go back. I don't think they want to see this car anymore. I can understand. But as for other faults, the boot doesn't open. So to get to the boot, you have to sort of push the seats down. But the seats are so stupidly designed that when they're up against the ceiling. So when you pull the lever to move them, you have to force them down. I love the way this car is, but at the same time, I hate it. Like, this car is a love-hate relationship. But again, 3.2 V6, 6-speed manual gearbox, 4-wheel drive. Kind of does feel nice to own and run. I say run, it's rough. It's rough. I think you tried to use it as a daily, didn't you? Yeah, yes, because your other car, which is meant to be more reliable, which is a Hyundai Coupe Mark 1, didn't want to start. Yet this was still going. So when you're looking at buying a car and you see a brand new Kia Picanto or a ruined Alfa Romeo, take the Kia Picanto. It's well worth it. Well worth it. But if you want fun, excitement, don't even know if you're going to make it to your destination, buy an Alfa Romeo, because they are some of the most soulful, fun, entertaining and annoying cars you can possibly own. Reviewers, like professional people, unlike me, because I have no idea what I'm doing, would show you the boot space, but as I said, can't open it and I can't be bothered. On the inside, it's very plasticky. It is a very plastic car, but these seats do not hold you in place. I'm quite a skinny chap, I'll admit that, very skinny. And when I'm in this seat, and if I'm driving enthusiastically, it's not bad, but it's not good. But the things I do like about Alfa Romeos is the embroidered Alfa Romeo badge in the headrest just there. That is awesome. Like they did care at the time about this car. I love the panoramic roof. The steering wheel feels nice. The steering does its own thing most of the time. All four wheels are having an argument and none of them know which way to go. You're driving like that. Like, yeah, I'll eventually go in a straight line. It'll be fine. Door lock, general stuff. You've got storage for... That goes back in there. And the speakers, for one, are terrible. The sound system in here is dreadful. But the encore from the exhaust is heavenly. Close the door! There you go. Right. You good? Well, the mic's on me, isn't it? Well, if the mic's on me, you can't hear the exhaust. Yep. Now, we've owned this for a couple of months, yes? Yeah. I've only just noticed that there's a wire that is now permanently fused to the door. That's fine. The minor inconveniences. As I hope you can hear, it doesn't necessarily idle well. There we go. It gives you false hope. It gives you a lot of false hope, but it has never actually let us down. What makes a good car? Because to me, this is a good car. It's been surprising, it's been fun, it's been reliable for one, which is insane to me. The engine comes alive in a way that nothing ever does. Like, you're at 3,000 RPM, you've got no power. You hit 4, whoa, it lurches forward with all of its power it's got left, and it pulls you along like a train. It doesn't give up. Right until you change gear and you go back below 3 and then you've got no power again. But because of that, it feels alive. All the faults, all the problems, everything on it makes it feel alive to me, like it has a soul, a personality, problems. And I like flaws. I like cars that have faults, and Alfa are the best at it. They always have been, and they always will be. The RX-8 exists, but Alfa are the king of giving you a crap car that you fall in love with. So anyway, I'm sure, hopefully, people would like to see this on the road. So, vamos. Come on, old girl. This car makes such a good noise. As you can see, I'm bouncing up quite a lot, and that's due to the suspension being a pig, and the rear suspension will be an MOT failure. We'll figure it out as we go along. There's a man. Oh no, that didn't sound too good. That's one problem. This car has been lowered. And unfortunately, it scrapes on every minute little bump it can find, and it is one of the most aggravating things ever, because you're like, I can push it, and then you hear the grind, and then you go, no, I can't push it anymore. That's not a good idea. You know, once it's running and driving and you're above 2,000 RPM, it's a dream. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, apart from the fact it won't stop in an accident. And the smiles this car has gotten, from the way it looks to the way it sounds and the way it drives. That was a modified Ford Fiesta. Go on, son. It just feels so nice. No, not nice. It feels special. It feels unique. And it's ours. It's our special car that's been through hell and back and continues to surprise us every day it starts up. Noises. Everyone's idea of a good car is different. Always will be, and that's okay. Because we all have different opinions, and our opinions matter. Each and every one. I'm sure people will find this car to be annoying and won't need to be, they just probably won't like it, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be liked or loved, because we love it. I mean, it smells, it absolutely reeks of petrol and heat. It smells like an old train, if I'm honest. And it makes so many noises, you should worry about it, but at the same time, we could probably park this in Birmingham. No one's gonna nick it. Now, I have an Aston Martin in my rearview mirror, and it is very, very nice. But the thing is, that car probably cost that man a lot of money, and he's gone on this lovely road to spend time with his missus, or maybe his mistress, and he's now been interrupted by a slow, sluggish, terribly maintained Alfa Romeo, and I'm very happy about that, if I'm honest. I quite like that idea, because I'm having fun. A good car is, to me, is it something that you can have fun with. You can look back on and go, I had some good memories. I had some good times with my friends with that motor. And to me, cars have personality. Well, most cars feel alive to me. My 5 Series, my MX-5, my RX-8, this, the 182 Clio Sam has, your coupe is at the very bottom of that list.
No.
But, yes, it is. To me, like, personally,
Just
to me,
you don't like it.
I've not said I don't like it. Yes, okay, fair enough. It's not my kind of car. But it's unique, and you like it, and that's what's important to you, you know. and this is it. This car doesn't feel like it's anywhere close to what people would scrap it for. We gave it a chance. We gave it a moment. We gave it a journey. And that is what's important here. This car did it. It doesn't really matter what your car does. If you use it from A to B, but you still love it, then that's fantastic. You love it for that reason. But me, I like cars because I just do. I watched old Top Gear when I was younger. Mainly Transformers, if I'm honest. Don't mind that noise. You know, in the past year, I've been very lucky. I've taken an RX-8 round the Nürburgring, got to meet one of the most wonderful men, Misha. I've managed to get to know Taylor Hetherington and Luke Scrambler. And they are some of the best people I've ever met. And thanks to them, and me getting to know them, we have the unreliable RX-8, the unreliable Alpha, and we've done something I don't think anyone else would have done. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of these moments in my life. Because I can look back at them and go, yeah, I did something. I remember that moment at Lake Como where I sat on the bonnet of my MX-5 and looked out upon the view. Where I took this up and down the mountain where we were going to dinner. Or crashing it into a ferry because it's too low and every worker was laughing at us. But that's what life is about. So by all means, if there's a car you can afford, It's not in the best state, but you really, really want it. Take a chance on it. It could be well worth the hassle. Anyway, if you made it this far and have enjoyed my blabbering, go for it. I don't know what you do on YouTube. Have fun. And it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you very much for watching. Till next time. Goodbye.